First of a shot with a brand new Viking. 5 1/8 pin under. Mass bias in a fairly strong position. This is 46 feet, so let's see what it can do. That's a pretty good start. Throwing the pins around, very Viking-ish. This is my first time ever throwing the brand new Viking from 900 Global. Really excited about this ball. I've heard that it's supposed to be fairly close to a DNA coil. DNA coil has been one of my favorite balls the last few years, so really hoping on something that's just as good and fits kind of the same spot in my bag as the DNA coil. So let's go. Strong enough to actually hook. That's a good sign. All right, so moving a little left off of that last one. I didn't hit the same friction spot on that one, so it overshot a little bit. It is 46 feet, so when you don't hit the friction quite early enough, it's definitely gonna overshoot. But even that shot where it definitely looked like it was too clean, too long, it still does enough to kind of get back to the pocket. So that's a good sign. So let's get a little bit slower on this one. That's not bad at all. And I haven't touched the surface at all on this one. Normally I'd probably like graze the surface with like a 1-2,000 pad or a 3,000 pad just to get like the top layer of shine off. But if it reads this good with the brand new polished surface, I might not need to. Oh, that was slower and further back. So every time I angle it out a little bit more, it seems like it hits a friction spot a little bit earlier on the lane and actually picks up more. So that's a pretty good sign. Let's throw a Gremlin. I threw this one to get lined up. This Gremlin has very similar layout. Very similar layout, but does have a little bit of surface on the cover. It's still, I would still call it shiny. It's just not like brand new shiny. Not bad. Does feel like the Gremlin seems like it picks up a little bit sooner. That might just be the little more extra surface. But let's throw one more shot just to kind of see if we can really see a difference. Does seem like the Gremlin picks up a little bit more. I think that's because of the surface. I think if you put a little bit of surface on the Viking's probably going to be earlier than the Gremlin. But it does also, to me, look like the Gremlin is a little more responsive. It wants to hook a little bit stronger. That's definitely my experience with the Gremlin. It really wants to be responsive down lane, really hook down lane. I think the Viking's a little bit more rounded. So let's throw this one, same spot again. Yeah, it definitely wants to be a little bit smoother, a little bit rounder on the back, where the Gremlin really took off in that spot. Right now the Viking seems to be going a couple feet longer and smoothing it out a little bit more. Not bad by any means, like just not quite as quick response time as the Gremlin, I feel like. But I do really like it. It does kind of remind me of something similar to a DNA coil. I always put a little bit of surface on my DNA coil, and I can kind of see the same motion earlier without being early, but not as clean as the clean balls, but just that really nice continuous strong motion, not necessarily smooth, but just a really long, really strong motion. So let's try moving a little bit right. So I actually haven't thrown any shots from here, but a little right, a little more speed. Let's see. Yeah, just too much speed for 46 feet. And it tried to pick up, it picked up, and just pattern's just too long for it to really do anything there. Gonna move 3 further left, get a little bit slower, add a little bit of axis rotation just so we can kind of see a difference here. Oh, that's nice. Definitely feels like for a shiny ball, it's pretty strong. I would say for sure, I feel like this is going to be probably the strongest, like that's my initial thought, the strongest of my shiny ASIMs. Whether it's a little stronger or a little bit weaker than my DNA coil, which is usually my strongest shiny ASIM, I'm not sure yet, but definitely in that top category, like that's the first ball I would go to when, say, my RST hyperdrive doesn't work anymore. If that's too early, that's usually been, then my go-to has been the DNA coil. I feel like this one is right in that same category. So pretty super strong shiny asymmetrical ball, and I use, honestly, like in the last few months, I've pretty much exclusively used shiny, cleaner, asymmetrical balls, either shiny or with a pinch of surface on them. Just that a little bit stronger core gives me that engine to really pick up in the oil down lane, carry down, but the cleaner cover without being a weak cover still gives me that push through the front and the middle part of the lane when they start getting beat up a little bit, especially in some of the centers we roll where there's a lot of friction. Those types of balls have been really good. So I feel like the Viking's going to be right up there, and it's probably going to be a ball I'm going to use a lot, I would say. So really excited about this one. Looking forward to trying it some more, and obviously seeing it on the PBA Tour next year. So yeah, Viking. First impression, it's pretty good. Looks really good, especially on 46 feet.